Welcome to week 8 of our Management 301 class. This week we will be looking at Chapter 8, Managing Innovation and Change. At the time of the writing of this textbook, if you asked Alexa which company earned the #1 spot on the Management Top 250, the answer would have been Amazon. In 2023, Microsoft took the top spot. When Amazon took the top spot in 2017, it came out #1 primarily because it overwhelmed the competition with its rating on innovation, which was more than double of any other company. Some of Amazon's innovations haven't worked out. The Fire smartphone was a flop, for example, and Amazon pulled the plug on a years-long experiment with pop-up retail stores in early 2019. These failures does not bother Jeff Bezos. Just as Amazon files more patent applications than other companies, so it also abandons its inventions at a higher rate than others, reflecting management's and managers' commitment to move past obsolete technology and to continue investing in developing innovative products and services. Amazon will be experimenting at the right scale for a company of our size if we occasionally have multi-billion-dollar failures, Bezos once said. Innovation in products and services is what keeps companies thriving. If organizations don't innovate successfully, they die. Considering that only a small number of large companies ever reach the age of 40, according to a study of more than 6 million firms. The ones that survive are ruthless about innovation and change. In this chapter, we look at how organizations can be designed to respond to the environment through innovation. We will examine two key aspects of innovation in organizations: changing organizational things, new products and processes, and secondly, changing organizational people and culture. Section 8.1, Innovation and the Changing Workplace. Organizational innovation is the creation and implementation of new idea, solution, or behavior by an organization. Innovation begins when people recognize and generate new ideas that solve problems or address opportunities. Those things that cause change are outside forces and managers. And then you have change concepts, which are disruptive innovation and ambidextrous approach. Disruptive innovation is becoming a goal for companies that want to remain competitive on a global basis. Disruptive innovation refers to innovations in products or services that typically start small and end up completely replacing an existing product or service technology for procedures and consumers. Companies that initiate a disruptive innovation typically win big. Companies affected by a disruptive innovation may be put out of business. One can find examples of disruptive innovation in almost any industry. Many disruptive innovations come from small entrepreneurial firms like Square. Some observers think companies in emerging markets such as China and India will produce a great percentage of such innovations in the coming years. Disruptive innovation can also be found in the packaging industry, where one company may develop a system using hemp and invasive plant species to create sustainable product as described in on page 269 of our textbook in the Recipe for Success feature. And then there's also reverse innovation, which is creating innovative low-cost products for emerging markets and then quickly and inexpensively repackaging them for sale in developed countries. Think about the rise of esports, which is competition using multiplayer video games. In what ways is it a disruptive technology? With the rise of live streaming, the popularity of esports has exploded. Total audience numbers top 450 million viewers with revenues over US dollars 1 billion. Numerous video games are now played as sports franchises, including national and international competitions. These competitions do not require large venues and other physical assets and can be viewed by millions simultaneously as can televised sports events. Traditional sports are also televised with millions of viewers, but they depend on advertising revenue as well as large venues for fans. Ambidextrous approach. One of the things to remember is successful innovation is not easy. Successful innovation requires that organizations be capable of both creating and implementing ideas, which means the organization must learn to be ambidextrous. The ambidextrous approach means incorporating structures and processes that are appropriate for both the creative impulse and the systematic implementation of innovations. Exploration is encouraging creativity and risk-taking, experimentation, and the development of new ideas. Exploitation is implementing new ideas with established capabilities and routines. Section 8.2, Changing Things, New Products and Processes. One vital area of innovation that organizations must embrace, which is the introduction of new products, services, and technologies. A product innovation is a change in the organization's product or service outputs. Product and service innovation is the primary way in which organizations adapt to changes in markets, technology, and competition. Product and service innovations for customers are in contrast to the changes in the workflow process of the organization. A process innovation is a change in the organization's production process, how the organization does its work. Process innovations are designed to make the production of a product or service more efficient. And then there's technology change. It's a change in the organization's production process. 3 innovation strategies for products and processes: discovery, horizontal collaboration and open innovation, and innovative roles and structures. We look at Exhibit 8.1 that can be found on page 272 of your textbook, and it gives us the 3 innovation strategies: discovery, horizontal collaboration, and open innovation, and then innovation roles and structures. Under discovery, you have creativity, bottom-up approach, internal contest, idea incubators, horizontal collaboration and open innovation, horizontal coordination mechanisms, customers, partners, and then open innovation. And then finally, innovation roles and structures, idea champions, new venture teams, skunk works, and then new venture fund. And all of these lead to new products, services, and processes. Discovery is the stage where ideas for new products and technologies are born. Creativity refers to the generation of novel ideas that might meet perceived needs or respond to opportunities for the organization. Bottom-up approach is encouraging the flow of ideas from lower levels. And I have said this before, one of the reasons that teams is becoming so popular in management is that some of the best ideas come from lower level employees who are in situations every day in which they can hear what the customers are saying. They may even purchase those products and use those products themselves, and they have these ideas that can, if there's the bottom up approach and lower level employees are encouraged to give their ideas, it can lead to a lot of innovation and a lot of changes in products and processes. Figure 8.2 gives us the characteristics of creative people and organizations. You can look at that in more detail on page 273 of our textbook. So, in Exhibit 8.3, it gives us the world's most innovative companies. That's found on page 274 of our textbook. It gives the rank, the company, and the reason why they are considered the most innovative companies. Horizontal collaboration and open innovation. Characteristics of innovative companies. They work with customers to understand needs and develop solutions. So, not only are your lower level employees good sources of information to become innovative and creative and develop new products and services, etc., also, talking with and listening to your customers can be a very vital part of it, because the customer feedback can give insight into what the vast majority of customers are looking for and wanting. Companies also, characteristics of innovative companies, secondly, is the use of technology effectively. Shared new product development process supported by top management. Members from key departments cooperate in the development of new product or service. Cross-functional team guides project from beginning to the end. The horizontal linkage model. Its research, manufacturing, sales, and marketing simultaneously contribute to new products and technologies. Open innovation is the search for and commercialization of new ideas beyond the organization and industry. For example, crowdsourcing. It's an approach to open innovation that involves obtaining information, ideas, or opinions from a large group of people. And then innovation by acquisition. Buying startup companies to obtain innovative products, services, and creative talent. Then you look at figure 8.4, the coordination model for innovation on page 278 of our textbook. So when you look at it in the organization, horizontal linkages, you have the manufacturing department, the research department, and the marketing department. And then outside of that, you have new technologies, open innovation mechanisms, formal innovation partners, customers, and market needs, and they all link together to give ideas on how to be better innovative. Innovation roles and structures. The third aspect of a product and process innovation is creating structural mechanisms to make sure new ideas are carried forward, accepted, and implemented. The most successful companies over the long term are the ones in which innovation is an everyday way of thinking, an ongoing process rather than a one-time event. So corporate entrepreneurship, development of an internal entrepreneurial spirit, philosophy, and structure to encourage employees to act like entrepreneurs. Idea champion. It's a person who sees the need for and enthusiastically supports productive change within the organization. Remember, change does not occur by itself. Personal energy and effort are required to promote new ideas successfully. And then an idea incubator. Organizational program that provides a safe harbor where employees can generate and develop ideas without interference from company bureaucracy or politics. New venture team is a unit separate from the rest of the organization that is responsible for developing and initiating a major innovation. Skunkworks are a separate, small, informal, autonomous, secretive group that focuses on breakthrough ideas for the business. And then in-house venture, a startup that a company launches within the company rather than as a separate entity. A person who sees the need for productive change in an organization, puts effort into making that change happen, is known as a change catalyst, B, an ambidextrous explorer, C, an idea champion, or D, an idea incubator. The correct answer is C, an idea champion. We now turn our focus to section 8.3, changing people and culture. All successful changes involve changes in people and culture as well. Changes in people and culture relate to how employees think, that is, changes in their mindset. People change concerns just a few employees, such as sending a handful of middle managers to a training course to improve their leadership skills. Culture change pertains to the organization as a whole, such as when the IRS shifted its basic mindset from an organization focused on collection and compliance to one dedicated to informing, educating, and serving customers, i.e. the taxpayers. Managers routinely report that changing people and culture is their most difficult job. Training is one of the most frequently used approaches to changing people's mindsets. A company might offer training programs to large blocks of employees on subjects such as teamwork, diversity, emotional intelligence, quality circles, communication skills, or participative management. Training is a frequently used approach that helps in changing people's mindsets. Emphasize training and development for managers. Managers' behaviors and attitudes will influence people and lead to culture change. In changing the culture and mindset of employees in the process of implementing organizational change, managers most frequently use which of these approaches? Open innovation, team building, unfreezing and refreezing, or training? The correct answer is D, training. Organizational development is a planned, systematic process of change that uses behavioral science techniques to create a positive corporate culture and improve the way people and departments relate to one another. Organizational development focuses on the human and social aspects of the organization. It encourages a sense of community, pushes for organizational climate and openness and trust, provide opportunities for personal growth and development, and it offers conflict management. Popular specialized techniques of organizational development include team building. Team building enhances the cohesiveness and success of organizational groups and teams. Then there's survey feedback. It begins with a questionnaire distributed to employees on values, climate, participation, leadership, and group cohesion within their organization. After the survey is completed, an organizational development consult meets with groups of employees to provide feedback about the responses and the problems identified. Employees are engaged in problem solving based on the data. And then large group intervention brings together participants from all parts of the organization to discuss problems or opportunities and then to also plan for change. Figure 8.5 or Exhibit 8.5 shows the organizational development approaches to culture change. And you can look at that in more detail on page 284 of our textbook. Section 8.4, Implementing Innovation and Change. The final step in the innovation and change process is implementation. Change is the adoption of a new idea by an organization. It is similar to innovation, except that the new idea may be created elsewhere. A new idea will not benefit the organization until it is in place and actually being used. Implementation is the most crucial part of the innovation or change process, yet it is often the most difficult. Mark Twain once said, "I'm in favor of progress. It's change that I don't like." Many people agree with that quote. Change is frequently disruptive and uncomfortable for managers as well as employees. There's a three-stage model for implementing change. The first stage is unfreezing. It makes people or individuals throughout the organization aware of problems and gets them motivated to accept the change. The second stage, changing, occurs when individuals experiment with new behavior, learn new skills to be used in the workplace. And then the third stage is refreezing. It occurs when individuals acquire new behaviors or values and are rewarded for adopting them by the organization. You can look at Exhibit 8.6. Page 286 of our textbook discusses Lewin's model for implementing change, and it goes through those three steps. Considering the three change stages of unfreezing, changing, and refreezing, which stage do you think managers in the United States are best at doing? Which one do you think they would be the worst? And then explain. The first stage, unfreezing, makes people throughout the organization aware of problems, gets them motivated to accept the change. Changing occurs when individuals experiment with new behavior and learn new skills to be used in the workplace. Refreezing occurs when the individuals acquire new barriers or values and are rewarded for adopting them by the organization. The answer to these questions really depend on the industry and the organization. Organizations that focus on creativity and fast responses might be better at all stages, whereas organizations that focus on structured activities like manufacturing might have difficulties in all three stages. Why do people resist change? First, self-interest. People typically resist a change that they believe conflicts with their self-interests. A proposed change in a job design, structure, or workflow process may increase the employee's workload, for example, or cause a real or perceived loss of power, prestige, pay, or benefits. So it's a fear of personal loss is perhaps the biggest obstacle to organizational change. Second, lack of understanding and trust. Employees often distrust the intentions behind a change or do not understand the intended purpose of a change. If previous working relationships with the manager or promoter of an idea have been negative, resistance may occur. And thirdly, there's uncertainty. Uncertainty is the lack of information about future events. It represents a fear of the unknown. And then different assessments and goals. Another reason for resistance to change is that people who will be affected by change or innovation may assess the situation differently from managers or promoters of a new idea. Managers should not ignore resistance. Instead, they should diagnose the reasons and design strategies to gain acceptance by users. Creating a sense of urgency. Many people are not willing to change unless they perceive the existence of a problem or a crisis. Managers must help people feel the need for change. A need for change is a disparity between existing and desired performance levels. And then Exhibit 8.7 gives us some tactics for implementing change. Top management support, communication, education, participation, negotiation, and coercion. And you can look at those in more detail on page 290 of our textbook. This concludes our discussion on Chapter 8, Managing Innovation and Change. Be sure that you do your discussion board post, respond to at least 2 of your classmates' posts, and then make sure you read Chapter 8 and then watch any additional videos that I may post that pertain or are related to what we discussed in Chapter 8. And as always, have a blessed week.